What's up guys, Woody here, back with another Gwent video, and now finally we can talk about Novigrad, Syndicate as a faction. We can delve into all that. A quick apologies that the content hasn't been thick and fast recently. I think a lot of you can understand that with the new expansion coming, the kind of meta had, I don't want to say dried out because that sounds really bad, but the meta had been found. It was set in stone. People were playing some weird stuff in ranked games, and especially on ladder. And yeah, the content kind of slowed down a little bit, but I'm here to tell you that the content is going to become thicker and faster than ever because I'm now on summer holidays as a teacher. I've broke up today, so I have 9 weeks of just streaming and making Gwent content and making indie game content, so I can't wait for that. And we're going to kick off with one I've wanted to do for a while actually, and I'm going to be honest, this wasn't my idea. This is a starter deck for Novigrad or the Syndicate. Now, Syndicate, obviously, the devs, CDPR, announced that with the release of it, it's a bit more of a complex faction. It's not so much of a beginner's faction, for lack of a better term. So they aren't going to be releasing free cards. They aren't going to be releasing starter decks. So I have, this wasn't my idea, actually. There's a fellow streamer and TRS teammate called Babyjosus, who approached me and said, look, this is a great idea. Like, you run the New to Gwent series. Why don't we together sit down and make a starter deck? So we've been doing this for about the last 2 hours, playing this deck, different iterations of it, and we've come up with genuinely a really strong deck and a very fun deck as well, and it's damn cheap. So we go through the deck in a minute. We'll go through then some, if you do have the scrap and you have the extra cards that we recommend to put them in there. I haven't played the fully synergized, like the premium version of the starter deck, but it potentially has a lot. Well, it has a lot of potential anyway. So yeah, let's just dive into it. Should we just dive into it? Yeah. So the starter deck, the Syndicate starter deck. So this leader, the reason we've gone with Gundren is because she's free. It's the only free card everyone got with this expansion. That's it, straight in there. Gundren is a completely free card. Everybody gets access to it. And if you don't know what Gundren does, her ability is gain 9 coins, then boost an allied unit by any excess amount gained. Meaning that you can only have a maximum of 9 coins in your bank. And that's the way I'll refer to it in this video. Let's say you have 2 coins in the bank. You'll give yourself up to 9. And then the 2 additional that you can add to the bank, you can then pop onto a unit to make it a 5, a 6, a 7 cost by giving it a 2 boost. What we'll do is we'll run through the deck. I'll go through some basic combos. The gameplay I have for you, we're not going to jump into cherry pick games. The gameplay I have for you is I actually played a couple of games against Babyjosus where we mirror matched the deck. And the idea of the mirror matching of the deck is that you can actually see, for beginner's point of view, you get a potential chance to see double combos. You get to see combos that Babyjosus is playing and I'm playing, and we're talking through our plays and we're talking through the game and the expansion. So that's it's quite a nice way for you guys to kind of see that, especially new players. But the deck. So we've got Bincy, Blumberholt. We've got Geralt of Rivia. Like I said, I'll go through the cards and I'll come back and say why they're in the deck. Morlise, Kurt, the Posada brothers, or Horst and Ewald Borsodi. Lacerate, Horse and Freakshow, Tunnel Drill, 1 Townsfolk, 2 Casino Bouncers, 2 Dipper Ponta, 2 Arena Endrigas, I think I've said that right. 2 Tax Collectors, 1 Swindle, 2 Beggars, 2 Blind Eye Apothecary, and then 2 Tide Cloak Ransackers. So, you'll notice that this deck has 19 provisions left over, and it hasn't got a ton of golds. As I'll say, this is a starter deck, guys. So, if you're here thinking, I want a really strong deck to climb ladder with Syndicate, this isn't the deck. This deck costs just over 4,000 scrap to craft, so it's super cheap. There isn't actually, the only 800 cost card, scrap card in here is Geralt of Rivia. The reason it's in the deck is everyone has it already. It's a card that we're all given when we start playing the game. Same as Lacerate. Lacerate is in here again because it's a card that we all get. So, Bincy. So if you know what Bincy does, play on the ranged road. This card is bonkers with this leader. So Bincy, whenever you gain coins, boost yourself by 1 for each coin gained. So let's say, for example, we've got 5 in the bank. We pop this. We've got 4 in the bank, and we put 5 boost on someone. Then Bincy goes from a 4 straight away to an 8 because the 4 coins we gained, she gets to full value. We want to be popping this early on, like round 3 really, where we haven't got anything in the bank. We're popping Gundren, and then Bincy's getting the full 9 value. So she's going straight to 12. If they haven't got tool removal, or they've used their tool removal, and this stays on the board, when we play the Posada brothers, she goes even higher. If you manage to have a tax collector on the board, which is a card that every ally turn on turn and gain 1 coin, she's going up by 1 every single turn. It's bonkers. It can get crazy. Anytime you play a card of profit, she's going up. This is I don't want to say your round 3 finisher because it's not a finishing card. This is a card you need to play early in the round to get value out of profit cards. But if she stays around, she's huge, and she can bait out tool removal as well because there are other cards in the deck that can get some value out or can get quite tool. Geralt, everyone's got it. There's quite a lot. Like I said, Bincy's going to get some play now. She's tool. Siege Echoes are a card that get quite high. I think in the current state of the game, especially people running Novigrad decks or Syndicate decks, I think Geralt definitely gets value. And if you know what the Geralt does, removes a card that's 8 or more power. Morlise was one of my favourite cards from the PTR. So deploy, you damage an enemy unit by 4, so it's 8 for 9. But tribute of 6 is destroy that unit instead. This is double tool removal, effectively. You play Geralt. Let's say you're playing a mirror matchup. You play Geralt to get rid of Bincy. They've now got a townsfolk that's starting to get to like 11s, 12s on the board. All of a sudden now you can play Morlise, pop leader ability, Bincy buffs. Now you have the tribute to pay. Remember, for new players, tribute is when you play the card, you have to choose whether you pay tribute or whether you don't pay tribute. You can't, it's not a fee. You have to choose right there and then, are you paying the tribute? You pay the 6, you just destroy that card. Kurt is going to be close to auto-include, I think, for a lot of Syndicate decks. If you don't know what Kurt does, he's an Intimidate. So anytime you play a crime card, he boosts by 1. We have 3 crime cards in this deck. So if he sticks, he's a 7 for 8. But then he also has a lock or a purify. If they lock Bincy, you can then play Kurt on the ranged row, unlock Bincy. Or if they drop a Bincy and you've used your Geralt, you haven't got Morlise in hand, you can just lock it. So yeah, it's a very solid card. The Posada brothers. Now, these are honestly against. You see one of the matches against Babyjosus. Ewald Posada won me the game round 3. No doubt about it. This card, untouched, gets out of hand. So if you don't know what these do, the first one, Horse Posada. When you play it, you get a profit of 2. So you've got Bincy on the board. She'll boost by 2. If Ewald Posada is in your graveyard, increase the profit by 2. And then for a fee of 2, on the ranged row, you can boost any other unit by 2. So you can kind of throw the boost around to different cards and keep tempo going, shall we say. Now, the brother does basically the same. You profit by 2. If Horse Posada, the one we just looked at, is in your graveyard, increases cards' initial profit by 2. The fee of 2 on the melee row, you damage an enemy unit by 2. Now, this is important to note. If, for example, you're playing Muzzle or anything like that, if there's any way you have stolen one of these cards and you have maybe 2 Horse Posadas in your graveyard, this guy's profit will go to 6. So it's for each Horse Posada in your graveyard, okay? It increases initial profit by 2. I know that's very, like, situational and that's not always going to happen, but it's worth knowing that this will boost to 6, okay? But like I said, these cards are insane. When they go untouched, they are bonkersly insane. Lacerate is in the deck because everyone owns Lacerate. It's very rare Lacerate gets less than 8 value. I think Lacerate's one of the unsung heroes of Gwent. I stand by Lacerate the whole time. I always say it. If anyone watched me in a tournament a couple of months ago, I won 2 games back to back by 1 point because of this card. But yeah. Next, probably one of the most bonkers cards of this expansion, and a card that is so powerful. I'm not kidding. Whoreson's Freakshow. The premium version of this card is seriously cool, seriously creepy, and looks awesome. But this card has Insanity. So Insanity is, if you have insufficient funds, within a card of Insanity may damage itself to trigger its ability. So this card, a fee of 1, so you pay 1 coin or 1 crown. You can give an enemy unit bleeding for 1 turn. If Insanity was used, damage it by 1 instead. So, if we come back here and let's say that an example of this might be, okay, We used Horse Posada. We had 6 coins in the bank. We played Horse and Freakshow. We then throw 3 charges using all 6 coins of Horse Posada onto Freakshow. So now Freakshow's at 12 and we have no money in the bank. Now Freakshow can do 6 damage to individual units to set up, for pings, for removal if I want. And it will only go back to its 6 health. And then next turn, let's say we've got tax collectors on there. We're still ticking away with thingy, or we've got profit somewhere else. We can do it again. If we use the profit, then we can just pop the bleeding around. This card is bonkers, like absolutely bonkers, and it links in so well with the deck. Again, it goes untouched. It gets out of hand, and it also links in with a card down here that we'll get to in a minute. Tunnel Drill. Now, in the mirror matchups, we were mulliganing this because we knew that each deck wasn't running Artifact. I think this card's too good to not include for Artifact removal. At the very worst, it's a 5 for 6. If it's stuck in your hand, it's a 5 for 6. Yes, it's not brilliant, but it's 5 for 6. It is row locked, so you need to have it on the melee row, but you pay a fee to draw an Artifact. Trap decks, like, insanely bonkers. Goodbye. I will say one thing, though. If, because you have to pay the fee, if you play this card, so say they played an Incendiary Trap, the one that turns over and damages a card by 5. If you play this card, you can't then pay the fee to destroy the Incendiary Trap. The Incendiary Trap will wipe this card before it goes off. Obviously, Pitfall Trap wipes it off before it goes off. But if this card is on the board and then they play a trap, you can just pay the fee of 3, and remove it, and keep removing traps, keep removing artifacts. It's a 5 body, so in terms of them removing the card, maybe they lock it. It's not an easy removal. It's an insanely good card for artifact removal. Townsfolk. Whenever you gain crown or coins, boost up by 1. Pretty simple. Anytime you gain a coin, boost up by 1. Note, this is not like Bincy. Bincy is boosted up by 1 for each coin gained. Let's say, for example, I use leader ability to gain 9 coins. Townfolk buffs by 1. It doesn't buff by 9, it buffs by 1. Because I've gained coins, I boost up by 1. Casino Bouncers are thinning. Insanity. So I play the cards. If I have 2 fee in the bank, I can pop the 2 fee and bring out 8 points for 12 provisions. It's thinning. It's very good. This is exceptionally strong because if I don't have 2 coins in the bank or I only have 1 coin in the bank, I pop this. One of them goes down to a 2 cost, and then I still call the other card out. So there's no way this card can't go off, basically. You can always thin. A good play I'd recommend is if you're on blue coin, first play Casino Bouncers, use Insanity to pull it out, throw TA onto the card. You've got 11 points on your opening play. You're safe against tool removal because they're sat at a 7. They're sat at a 7 and a 4. Yeah, I found that was very good tempo on blue coin to stop myself getting pushed away. And if they want to be using big units to be removing a 4 or a 7, I'm fine with that. Dip and Ponta is a crime card which links in with Intimidate. Sorry if I'm taking longer to explain these guys, but I know these are new cards for people. Intimidate is what Kurt has. Kurt is the only card in this deck that runs Intimidate. Intimidate is it will buff itself by 1 for every time you play a crime card. So you ideally want to have Kurt on the board when you're playing these crime cards. So Dip and Ponta, we have run 2 of these. You get 3 coins in the bank and you damage an enemy unit by 3. It's pretty big. 3 is good because it doesn't necessarily clear an engine, but what it can do is you can play this to then set up for an Edward Posada. So you can say they've got a 5 cost engine, you pay Dip and Ponta, you get the 3 coins, you then put it down to a 2 cost. Let's say, for example, they played Horse and Freakshow. Okay, you got 1 coin in the bank, you play Dip and Ponta, Horse and Freakshow goes down to 3, you then use 2 Posada charges, and you cleared it off the board. So it's pretty good. It links in with the deck nicely, and if you have got Kurt on there, you're getting the buffs as well. Arena and Riga. This card has a lot of potential. I feel like we haven't seen its full potential yet. It's still very good from what we played in the matchups you're going to see. Has Insanity. Fee of 1, damaging enemy unit by 1. Please remember this has got a cooldown. You can't just ping, 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 ping. However, this does set up for other cards in the deck. So it's very powerful. The Arena Posada, I've completely lost it now. There it is. So it does set up for other cards in the deck. It could set up for a Ewald Posada removal. It could set up, maybe you want to ping one with this and then play Dip in the Pontar to remove an enemy. Or maybe play this first and then this for the coin. It has Insanity as well. Tax Collector, it's a simple engine for Novigrad or Syndicate, sorry. Play it on the range row every allied turn. On turn end, gain 1 coin. We run 2 of these. You very rarely want to be playing both in the same round. I normally recommend playing round one and one round 3. It's pretty solid card. It just ticks. If you have Townsfolk's the most common combo with it. I'd recommend popping down Townsfolk first, because maybe that baits out a removal or a lock, and then playing Tax Collector, because you won't be getting the buff, but you'll still be getting the coins. You'd rather the coins than the buff in this deck, because there are cards that rely on you having money in the bank, basically. So yeah, I'd recommend playing Townsfolk first and then Tax Collector. They both stay on the board. You're getting 1 coin every turn, and your disc is buffing by 1 every turn. It's a nice little synergized combo. Swindle, nice and simple. Profit by a random amount between 4 and 6. You might go, oh, it's RNG. I only get 4 value on it. Yeah, but a 4 value guarantees you 2 pings off either a Horst or Ewald. It also means if you've got a card on the board, you're getting Intimidate. The card can get its value. Play it at the right time, the card can definitely get its value. Beggar. This card is going to be underrated. I think this card is going to go under the radar, if I'm being honest. I didn't include it initially. Babyjosus was right, no, we need to include this in the deck. And he's completely right. Beggar is 3 for 4. And you get 2 profit when you play the card. However, you play them both back to back, you get 8. You get 6 profit. Sorry. So you get 2 profit, and then you bonded, you get 4 profit instead. So you can get 6 profit, 6 on the board. They're pretty solid. They're pretty strong. Remember, they don't work with Portal. Thank you. They don't work with Portal. Guys, don't think I'm going to run Portal and bring beggars out. Portal pulls the 2 cards to the row. It doesn't play the cards on the row, so you don't get the profit, because this is a... Or maybe you do get it because it's not a deploy ability. Anyway, maybe it does work with Portal. I don't know. Maybe I'm going wrong there. But yeah, these are good cards. If you have them in your hand, you want to get them out round 1. Remember, half your crowns or coins carry over between rounds. So yeah, it's if you get both these out, you go a little bit further into round, you end up with 6 coins. In round 2, you start with 3 coins. So it's pretty good. Like these can help with carryover. They can, obviously, you don't want them in your deck too much round 3 because they're quite slow, but they can help you get value off round 1. I'll go quickly back to these guys. The Posada brothers. You want to be playing one of these round 1. No, ideally Horse Posada round 1, because obviously the way it works is you need if Horse Posada in your graveyard, then you increase the profit by 4. So it means you get more value on Bincy. You're getting more value off of Ewald because you can instantly ping for 2 if you've got 4 profit. So yeah, and the reason I would say you want this, you want Ewald round 3 rather than Horse, is purely because this can be removal. This, like, instantly playing this with Horse in the graveyard, you can get ping of 2 straight away. So you can play this, you can ping for 2, you can remove a 4-cost card straight away, no questions asked, which is super powerful, super strong. Almost there. Blind Eye Apothecary. This is another card that Babyjosus said to include, and this card is like a silent hero of this deck. It has so many targets it can work with. So deploy on the melee row, heal an allied unit. Deploy on the ranged row, boost an allied unit by 2. Pay the tribute of 1, and you can combine both deploy abilities instead. Now, where this gets crazy good is, so if you're going to pay the tribute, you can play the card any way you want, as long as you remember you'll have to have 1 coin in the bank, and you have to pay the tribute when you play the card. So let's say, for example, we've played Horse and Freakshow. Then we don't touch it. We can pay fee if you want, but the next turn you buff Horse and Freakshow up with Horse Posada twice, so he sat at a 10. You got 2 coins in the bank. No, that's not going to work. you have 2 coins in the bank, and then what you're going to have to do is you're going to... I'm trying to think. Basically, what you need is, obviously, you need the 1 tribute. What you need to do is you'd be pinging with Horse and Freakshow, and then going down to like a 2 maybe, and then what you can do with this card... Oh, not this card. This card, obviously the tribute is going to stop the combo I was just going to recommend. the tribute, so pay the 1 tribute, you'll then boost Horse on Freakshow back to a 6 and then buff it by 2. So you can ping this card down first, as long as you've still got the 1 tribute. If you haven't got the 1 tribute, then you've got to choose, do I heal it, do I boost it? So you could actually put a Horse Posada onto Freakshow, give a couple of cards bleeding, ping it down to a 1, then play Blind Prophecy on the melee row and put Horse on Freakshow back to a 6. So you could effectively get 9 damage off this card as well as 2 bleeding, and then play Blind Prophecy to then bring it back to a 6. That's why this card is so bonkers. Other targets, Casino Bouncers. You can play Casino Bouncers out round turn 1. If you're on red, maybe use Insanity to bring them both out. You can play this turn 2 if you've got 1 coin in the bank, or maybe turn 3 if you had to find a way of getting the coin. Play the Tribute, and then you can buff the Casino Bouncer back to a 4 and then buff it to a 6. So it's 10 points overall between these two. And the other target is Arena Endrega. So again, this has Insanity. You damage it. It goes down slowly, this card, but it's another target for Blind Eye Prophecy. And the last one is Tide Cloak Ransackers. These guys damage an enemy unit by 2. Death Blow, gain 2 coins. However, if you have a horde of 5, you can trigger the Death Blow even if the enemy survives. This card is super good with Ewald Posada. Ping this out, you get a card down to 1 cost or 2 cost. Play the Tide Cloak Ransackers, comes up for a 2 body. It's giving you 2 coins and you're removing an enemy off the board. It's super good. It's really good. But that's the deck. I will apologise. Sorry if I've gone into it a bit more in depth, because this is a new to Gwent video. This is designed for new players, and this is a starter deck. I really want to kind of go through how it plays. Now, before we look at actual gameplay, what I want to do is I want to recommend 3 upgrades. So if you have cards or you have some scrap and you're like, do you know what? I like the starter deck. I'm now ready to upgrade it. How do I make a competitive Syndicate deck? That's what we're going to go into now. So the competitive Syndicate deck basically goes for the first change we're going to make is we're going to take Lacerate out, and we're going to put in one of the most powerful cards of this expansion, and that is what's called Tin Boy. Tin Boy, if you don't know, is 4 body, it's 13 provisions, so this boy is expensive. Deploy, damage all enemy units on a row by 2. So that's just about book standard deploy. You pop this guy down, he's doing what a Lacerate does, he's coming up for 4 body. Yes, he's a lot more expensive. Where this card can get bonkers crazy is if you pay the tribute of 8, it's damaging all enemy units by 2 instead. Just think about that. If they have 8 units on the board, this guy's coming up for 20 points. Like, that's insane. And if you're going to say, well, I will never have 8 coins on the board. A combo you can run, for example, is maybe you're on... Maybe Bincy's on the board. So you've played Bincy early, you haven't popped leader ability, you played Bincy early, Bincy's ticking away, she sat at like a 5 or a 6, maybe a 7 or an 8. Second from last turn, you pop leader ability, you pop Tin Boy, Bincy's then buffed to whatever she's buffed to. Let's say you had no coins in your bank. Bincy's buffed by 9. You can now play Tin Boy, you can now do, let's say, 20 point swing in terms of 16 damage because they've got 8 units on the board. They come up for a 4 body. Bincy buffed by 9, so that's now a 29 point swing. You have a tax collector on the board, so because he's only an 8 tribute of 8, 1 coin stains. Next turn, tax collector's another one on there. Final play, we can use an Ewald Posada ping, and we can play another card just to finish off. Like, insane, absolutely bonkers, guys. This card is so powerful. Yes, it's expensive, but in terms of Lacerate, it's just so much stronger. So much stronger. The other card we're going to put in here is so take out a tax collector. Now, tax collector, don't get me wrong, great cards, but take out a tax collector and actually add in this guy down here. So Signy Revin. Signy Revin has Intimidate, so he works with your crime cards. Now remember, you only have 3 crime cards. So at the moment, you might think, well, he's 7 for 12. That's not that great. Okay, that might not be that great, but for every unique gang category in your starting deck, increase Signy Revin's initial profit by 1. So profits by 4. We have 4 gangs in this deck. So he's going straight away to an 8. So all of a sudden now, this is another way of getting Tin Boy off. It's another way of Bincy buffing even higher. It's another way of maybe even townsfolk getting an extra proc on them. It's another way of maybe getting more pings with Ewell Basori. It's just another way of getting a lot more coin in the bank. And it has Intimidate, which is pretty huge. So you can play this early on to then maybe get to keep Bincy on the board. Maybe they haven't got tool removal. You play Bincy. Bincy's ticked to a 5. They damage it down to a 1. You play Signia Ravine. Get 8 profit. All of a sudden, Bincy goes from a 1 up to a 9. Now that's a lot harder to remove. Means when you pop leader ability, Bincy's going to get even more value later on in the game. The card is super powerful. It's super good. It links in with Tim Boy's ability. And it links in with our final card that we're going to add. So you can see we've got 6 provisions left over. We're going to come down to the bottom. And we're going to get rid of a Tide Cloak Ransackers. Remember, this is only if you have the cards. And the last card we're going to add is the Flying Redanian. Now, Flying Redanian is effectively another Roach. It's the best way of thinking of seeing this card. The Flying Redanian is Horde of 9. So it means you need to have 9 coins in the bank. On turn end, that's important, summon this unit from your deck or graveyard to a random allied row. Now, the reason this is so good is because it now means actually I could pop Signia Ravine round 1. If I'm on red and I want to push them, they've played 4, I've played 5 cards, and I really want to push them. Maybe I've got a Horse Posada on the board. Okay, I pop Signia Ravine. All of a sudden I get 9 coins in the bank. Do not spend those coins because this is on turn end. So then I play Signia Ravine. He's come out at 4. I've passed, or I've end turn. This then comes out the deck, so we've got Finning. That's an 8-point play on the board. They now feel intimidated to... I will apologise. We're getting... I don't know why notifications are popping up because I'm not even streaming. But anyway. We'll then have 9 points on the board. Then next turn, let's say they play a card because they're like, okay, we're now behind on even. We now have 9 coins to just spend with Horse Posada. Let's say they go, okay, we're going to cut our losses. We pass. We get a 4-coin carryover and we fin our deck with this guy. Insane. Insane in the membrane, guys. Bonkers. I've not played this deck. This is the fully synergized deck, shall we say, of what Babyjosus and I have come up with Gundren. Does it work? We don't know. As a starter deck, yes, it definitely works. We played the starter deck. We played the hell out of the starter deck. It's super strong. As a fully synergized deck, these are just our recommendations of upgrades. So, yeah. What I'll do is in the video below, guys, I'll put the link to the actual deck list of the starter deck and this deck if you wanted to check them out. And yeah, that's it. So we're going to some gameplay now, guys. Sorry, it's been a longer intro, but it's a new faction. It's new mechanics. I kind of, like I said, this is a beginner's video effectively. So I wanted to take people into this video and really talk them through how the deck works. There's a lot of potential with this deck, especially as a starter deck. I think lower ranks, people who are struggling to find synergized, cheaper decks are going to struggle against decks like this. This deck was really like getting super good value, and you can see that in the gameplay now. But anyway, that's going to wrap up. Well, that's not going to wrap up this video overall, but that's going to wrap up this part of the video. You'll see the gameplay now, guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. I will say Babyjosus has as much of a part in making this deck as I have. So if you like Gwent, if you want to follow, if you've watched streams of Gwent over on Twitch, then obviously I always link my Twitch channel below. But guys, please go check out Babyjosus. He's honestly one of my favourite Gwent players. It was a pleasure and like genuine pleasure making this deck with him. He's a very good deck builder. He built a super strong Usurper deck last season that a lot of people ended up running on ladder and found a lot of success with. He's just a general all-round nice guy. So definitely go check out Babyjosus over on Twitch. And yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure. Expect a lot more Syndicate stuff. The new to Gwent series will now start working on new mechanics. We start looking on new decks. And I'm looking forward to bringing you guys more decks. I'm working on a Horse Sun mid-range deck at the moment that I'm looking to bring you guys in a couple of days' time. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys, making this deck for you. Hopefully, as a starter deck, it works for you. Please let us know in the comments below if you are finding success with it or if you're looking forward to playing it. And that's going to wrap up, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the gameplay that we have for you now. And until next time, have a great day, morning, evening, whatever it is where you are. Make sure you check Babyjosus out. Goodbye, guys.
The deck and then
yeah, I was doing.
I can see your opening hand.
I done it with Semper the other day, and I said to him, I was like, I can see your hand by the way, and he was like, oh shit, yeah.
I got red point. I'm happy about that.
Cool, cool, cool. Obviously, with the carryover as well, makes beggars pretty handy as well.
Wait, which card?
Beggars. Like, so you get beggar out round 1, you still get value like later
Ideally,
rounds.
you want to have them in round 1.
Yeah.
I don't have them in hand, unfortunately, but
I do. That'll do. Pig, that'll do.
What do you think, dear? It matches more.
I don't know why. I always think this card's a melee card, and it's not.
yeah, it's not. This card is not row restricted compared to the text collector.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is like really strong, right? Both of them on the board.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's a mirror match, but with different card backs, so there's at least a difference.
Oh yeah, cool. You got the. Yeah, I haven't put the Spectre one on yet, actually.
Oh yeah, you have them.
Yeah, I pre-ordered both packs because I just
Ah,
the way I do it, I like supporting the game more than anything.
yeah, I understand.
Like yeah, the.
Yeah, I just wanted to, get some premium packs.
Yeah, no, I just like for the sake of what £45 for the 2 packs, like the amount I play the game, I was like, if I do that every like 2 months, 3 months when they release an expansion, I'm fine with that. Look at this! It's almost like we're playing a mirror match. Oh, it's you got to play it. I always think this is a card that you have to like a crime card, but it's not.
Ooh,
Did
yeah.
I get the?
Like
Yeah, gain 2 coins. There you go. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good for you. That's unfortunate for me.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, I think I play that. Let's see.
Ain't you like this for a crown?
Yeah, I think I need to get rid of the beggar. Because you... Oh, it's a cooldown, right?
Yeah, it's cool now.
I can combine it with this card.
Well, I mean, it's still pretty powerful, isn't it? Like.
Oh, I really like this combination of these two
Yeah,
cards.
that's good. That's
They
a
can
nice
really
combo.
help each other. They
Definitely.
can really help each other. So you take the pass.
Yeah, I'm happy. I've got full bank, so I'm going to take 4 coins into the next round.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to get the tick anyway. You're starting to get some good engines
you're
on the
gonna
board.
get a tick, and that's the problem for me, I think.
Yeah, it stops you throwing out a 4 cost because the tax collector crown. This is such a simple combo, tax collector townsfolk, but it just works so nice.
I think this works.
Alchemist the past. Great, you alchemy. Now
Because I
that's
get
the
+1 and you also get +1, but then I can pass.
Yeah, nice.
Oh wait, you didn't got the +1.
Oh, did I not? Oh, that's because I had a full bank.
Oh, I didn't pay attention.
No,
to that.
I didn't think that either, actually. Yeah, it's because I had a full bank. It's because I was.
I thought it would still boost. Interesting.
Yeah. I did as well, to be honest.
So I know that we don't have any artifacts in the deck, so I kick the drill.
Yeah. I've done exactly the same, I wouldn't worry. But obviously, against like so many other decks, it's too much. Even if you get out a 5 body, it's like if you're stuck with it in your hand, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a 5-point card, it's for 6 provisions.
Yeah, that's not the worst.
They're
It's
definitely
okay.
worse cards to have.
Don't blame me for your crooked nose.
Yeah, you get a lot of carryover now compared to me.
So you're going to go over with 1. I'm going to carry over with 3.
Yes.
Which is...
And I think that's a huge advantage in the
Oh,
mirror.
yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah. That's going to be the whole thing, isn't it? Like, learning the carryover and making it... Hmm. Right, what is Slim White doing? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Appeals can be filed within 7 years.
Bills can be filed in 7 years.
With the door when
Nice. Nice.
I mean, it plays into tall removal.
I won't worry, I'm going to do exactly the same.
Yeah, understandable. Oh, you used it on the other one. That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's an engine to keep on the board.
Every last copper.
But did you see that the Bincy did not get boosted, even though yeah. So they changed. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the PTR it was getting boosted
Yeah. So in the, yeah,
on yours,
exactly.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Like if you have max coins, it will still boost if you're getting coins. So that's really interesting to know about. So you cannot make those cheesy decks, for example.
Yeah.
15 years in the sewers, begging like a
I mean, I'm happy with that because I have the brother in the hand.
Yeah, that was the issue. I mean, I'd rather have you boosting yourself rather than damaging.
Yeah, I can understand.
I honestly don't know what you think this is.
This card is insane. just clear, just goodbye.
Yeah.
See you later. Gonna remove you. Yeah, super strong.
Nice. That's a nice combo as well.
Yeah, it sets up
Like
nice with the E-World. Oh,
Swindle, get some
Nice.
boost where
Yeah.
you get coins, so it's not a, it's still proactive, like a good proactive play. Ouch, you did draw that card. That's a problem for me.
Yeah, just to see how the insanity works. It's so nice that that's a mechanic on that card. So like I could boost him up to 6. I got 4 pings of him, but he only actually took 2 life.
I'll be a household name before long.
Well, I have just realised something. That's okay, actually, yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you did not kill it. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Again, I should have played this earlier because the Intimidate. I always forget that's a mechanic.
Yeah, you did lose. I mean, you could
I
have
lost.
used it in C.
Yeah, I mean, still I'm potentially saving stuff here, but
Yeah, I wish
No.
I had.
I was going to ping with this, but I know that you have like Dip and Ponta, which would remove it at free cost.
I'm no beggar. I'm an artist.
Oh,
Yeah, my hand
it's
is
got
not
a
the
lot
greatest.
of
Although this is really nice combo with Bincy. Just I'm afraid of Geralt.
So I'm going to play this. Play this.
Yep, that's
boost
pretty good.
this.
And now you can
Yeah.
spend the coins and the insanity, which is really nice. Not
Yeah.
that you need to do it, but
No, but why not? I do.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, that's why I was saving the Kurt.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, I still
So-
have 9 coins, and I have nothing to do with the 9 coins.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's right.
I mean,
So if I have more
Lacerate's...
reels-
Yeah, I mean, you lost by 6, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in force of habit of playing around, like, evenly on rows, just because the amount of times Lacerate has screwed me at the end of a game. It's just like, oh my god, why did I do that? Why did I play into one row?
But yeah, that's a really good card. And if I had him, I could spend the coins to kill a unit.
Yeah. Also, playing mirror matches is really good for, like, especially new players, because they can obviously hear us talking about it, but they can also see, like, double the amount of
Yeah,
combos and,
yes,
and
yes.
potential. Okay, that's not bad, actually. Yep. I will take that. Thank you.
You can even use some
Tonight
emotes.
you'll be sleeping
But-
next to week.
Yeah, well, is
Thought
it-
I'd done everything, but I'm actually impressed.
I like the figure. I'm currently reading the books at the moment, so I don't know. She's a completely new character, actually, isn't she? They did
Yeah.
say that she's a completely.
Yes. Yeah, I've totally forgot about that as well. Like, see particular they made. Her
11-point opening play. It's so good.
Yeah, that's really good.
On blue, it's a good way of
Yeah,
keeping like tempo on blue.
Yeah, you can also use the TA on the Freakshow,
Yeah.
and then use the Insanity. It's also a cute combo.
Yeah.
Don't blame me for your cooking, no.
Nice.
Yeah, and Gudrun is actually the lover of Imka.
Oh.
If you look at the card art from Imka,
Yeah.
you see,
Oh,
you
is that?
see Gudrun in the back.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. You got the
it's pretty
bonded.
cool.
The bonded.
Yes. So that's what I yeah. What's intended? I think Imka is also made up. It's not
That's cool.
official from the books.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice that they're kind of extending the lore on with Gwent.
I think they definitely can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading the book at the moment, and the books are super cool, but it's nice to actually.
Yeah, like, you know. It's interesting, like, expand the Witcher lore.
Yeah. Right, we're on blue. We want to pop you out because
I honestly don't know what you think
Yeah.
this is.
we want
That's
to
what I
get the
did.
pop later on. I mean, we could have had the carryover. I didn't have to spend all that, really. But if I pass again, we're going to tick again to 1, so maybe it saves me the round.
I think I need to pass. I mean, I kind of want to do this. Yeah, I know I don't need to pass. Yeah.
No, I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, you get a Finning, and that's 8-point play. It's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put you out now. Get you some value. You're going to pop on townsfolk. And then I'm going to call that turn because I mean to pop to 4. So I think I'm thinking about the carryover now. What carryover can I get? 11 points. Unless you're willing to commit a Geralt, you don't have the tribute for Molise, so the Geralt's the only one I think that could potentially catch you, or leader ability and Vinci.
Yeah. I think I need to play 2 cards. Maybe I'm a little bit of an awkward spot. I mean, could do this.
Yeah, and then that was sort of ticking, and then if you drop a crime card next, you're going to get the pop on it.
Yeah.
But if I'm being cynical now, I know that because you played that, I'm like, well, okay, I do want to win the round, maybe. I'm going to pop this out.
Well, Yeah.
I know you probably get a pop back on that, but we'll see. I mean, it puts me 13 in the lead again, so
Maybe the lock was wrong actually.
I'm not actually losing value on this with in terms of carryover because I'm pinging one and then I'm gaining one back with tax collector. So the carryover value doesn't gain, but it doesn't ever drop. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Nice.
still catching up with you. As long as that's...
I mean, I'm actually going to pass and take the carryover.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the cards I have left,
So I'll do the lacerate.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, lacerate, I honestly feel like very rare it doesn't get 8 value.
I mean, most of the time it can get 8 value very easily indeed.
Yeah, and then on the odd occasion, you're getting 10, 12 value off of it, which is very good. The amount of games I've won from lacerate, like that, I love that card purely because I've won games with it.
I mean, yeah, especially in the long round and like when your opponent...
We're playing against like Scoretel and they're row stacking for Great Oak, then definitely, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna pass.
Okay, so we've got a dry pass.
Okay, I think...
So now it's
Lacerate
like,
against
oh
the...
god, what do we throw out? And also we're going to lose the carryover, which is kind of annoying.
Oh,
Oh
what?
no, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I clicked on the bank for the carryover, and it ended up doing leader ability.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Don't click the bank.
Yes.
Oh no, I can't believe I've done that. That's annoying.
That's really... that
Yeah.
might lose you the game.
I clicked.
Yeah, that really might lose you the game because
Yeah.
you lose a lot of value on the Bincy.
Yeah, I do lose a lot of value on Bincy. A lot of value on Bincy. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that could be. I mean, we get 4 carryover. Let's look at the
Yeah, that's the
positives.
That's
Let's look at the positives of it.
yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
Okay, so I mean, I can remove that, but the thing is, I'm not sure if I'm too afraid of this.
Yeah, I mean it's 1 coin, isn't it? And you think like, what engines am I using? Like, if I want to be using my Posada brothers, then they're 2 each turn. Nice. So you got a full bank now, and you got yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I got the premium.
Yes, really, you can look at that. It's really scary.
The sound on it is a little bit terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool.
Yes. Very good for you.
Yeah.
Interesting. If I had my own code, I could purify the log.
Oh yeah, you put it on the range, don't you? You can purify it.
Yes. Which is really nice.
Oh yes.
I think I misplayed this around a little bit. I don't think I should have played Bincy that early.
Get in the way.
I mean, it's probably fine.
See
So
what
yeah,
value I
the-
can get off Bincy. After my leader ability. Oh, the debacle.
Yeah. So now I'm actually debating to just kill the
Nothing turns
Freakshow because that card is really getting out of the
Yeah.
hand.
You paid the
To
tribute.
deal with it.
Yeah. Makes sense. I almost played this last round when I was like, wait a minute, if I want to get the most value out of Bincy, I need to play this first.
Yeah, it makes sense because then you get the boost on Bincy. Okay, so I play
As a girl, I
this.
always dreamed of
Sounds fake. Nice.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's correct though.
Yeah, I was trying to work out if I needed to save the for this. I knew this was coming. Obviously, it has to come. So I probably play this and then remove this.
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah,
okay.
I got also some intimidate. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Alchemist the past. Great you are.
Nice.
Now that's the
Yeah.
Still
nice.
failure, right?
Good
Still
play.
failure. Well, ah, jeez. I did not have girl. It's in the deck. Yeah, like having Mariel's and girl, that's really nice. Oh, you have the lacerate.
Yeah, pretty poor value.
Yeah.
That's right.
Genius must not be restrained.
When to pay the tribute. Wow.
Yeah, you won big. This was a really big difference.
Yeah, I mean the deck feels super nice.
Yeah,
play.
I really like the deck. I think this is a really enjoyable deck to play.
Yeah, I think.